Hi guys, a very good morning. So we are slowly discussing the topics, and we have completed how many examples? Three, kada? Uh, First one, we are going to revise the entries. First, what is the first step, Amma? We are going to collect the application money. What is the entry for the application money collection? Bank account debited to share application account. Then after the application amount should be transferred to share capital. So here this application money will be decreases. So will be debited or credited? Will be debited, and we are going to transfer to which account? Share capital account. What is the entry, Amma? Share application account debited to share capital account. And then after allotment due, first of all we have to write the receivable entry, and then after just a second. Okay, okay, what is the allotment due entry, Amma? Share allotment account debited to share capital account. When we receive the amount of share allotment, bank account debited to share allotment account. So next one, first call due means share first call account debited to share capital account, and then bank account debited to share first call account, and second call also same wise. So next we have discussed about the note points. Always and always and always we have to credited the share capital with the face value. The excess of face value is called as premium. That premium will be transferred to the securities premium account. That one also will be credited or debited? Will be credited. Okay na? So next, then after we have discussed about examples. First one, shares issued at par. The same entries we have dropped down. And next we have seen shares are issued at par only but lump sum. Only two entries will come into the picture. Only what ma? Instead of share application, we have to write the share application and allotment account. And then after we have discussed the example of issued at premium. Okay na? Here the entry will be differ. Yes or no ma? Share allotment account debited to share capital account and securities premium. So this is the special entry we have to see when coming to the example number 3. And next we have to discuss the example number 4. Calls in arrears. So calls in arrears, like the same example, we have taken the Shikara Limited issued how many shares ma? In our example previously we have taken 1 lakh shares. Issued 1 lakh shares. So at the rate of 100 each. Here the 100 rupees is the face value ma. Okay na? So we are dividing that 100 rupees into the 3 installments. What is the first installment ma? Application, second one allotment, and third one first and final call. So 20 rupees, 50 rupees and 30 rupees. But here one of the shareholder, let us take this Gundu fellow or bullhead fellow having how many shares ma? Let us take an example of 100 shares ma. How many shares he is having? 100 shares. He has paid application money and he has paid the allotment also, but he unable to pay what ma? First and final call he is unable to pay. Now we have to see the entries. Okay na? So let us start. What is the first entry? So here, what is the amount of calls in arrears? 100 shares into 30 rupees, that is equal to how much 3,000 rupees is the calls in arrears. That means how much amount we have received? 1 lakh into 30, that is equal to how much That means minus 100 na. So we can take 1 lakh minus 100, that is equal to how much? 99,900 into how much amount we have received? 30, that is equal to how much 99,900 into 30. 29,97,000. This much amount we have received, and this 3,000 we have not received. Okay na? So I am not writing first installment and second installment entries. Are you acceptable, or shall I write? Okay, we can write. This is a first problem na today. What is the first entry, amma? Application money received or receivable, amma? Application money received. What is the entry, ma? Bank account debited to share application. We should not write the person name. So instead of person name, we are writing what ma? Application. How much amount ma? At the time of application, we are going to receive how much? 20 rupees. On all the shares we have received, or only some shares ma? On all the shares we have received. How many number of shares we are having? 1 lakh into how much we are receiving? 20 rupees. That is equal to how much? 20 lakhs. Are you getting the point, ma? So that is equal to 20 lakhs and 20 lakhs. I am not writing the narration, ma, because the same narration come into the picture, being application money received. Completed up to here. So what is the second one, ma? Application money transferred to share capital account. Application money transfer to share capital. What is the entry for this situation? So Brahma, share application account debited to share capital account. Application account debited to share capital account. The same amount or 50 we have to consider, ma? 20 only. So that is equal to how much, ma? 20 lakhs and 20 lakhs. What is the third journal entry, ma? Allotment due, nothing but receivable. Okay na guys? So allotment money receivable or due. What is the entry for this one? Share allotment account debited to share capital account. Share allotment account debited to share capital account. How much we need to receive, ma? See the example. So we have issued how many shares? We have issued the 1 lakh shares. On that 1 lakh, how much amount we need to collect at the time of allotment? 50 rupees. Total, this fellow also given or not given? Yes, this fellow also given. There is no calls in arrears at the time of allotment. There is a calls in arrears at the time of first and final call. So total amount we have received, that is equal to how much, ma? 50 lakh or 20 lakh? 50 lakh. If you want, you can write 1 lakh into 50 rupees. Okay, na guys. What is the fourth entry, Super. Allotment money received. Okay. What is the entry for the allotment money received? Bank account debited to share allotment account. Share allotment account. How much the same amount of 50 lakhs. Okay, now until now the same which we have discussed earlier itself. So now we are going to see what the main important. What is the fifth one First call, first and final call. Money receivable. So first and final call money receivable. What we need to do Share first and final call account debited to share capital account. We don't know. We know only at the time of receipt, because he has unable to pay at the time of situation of what at the time of received, at the time of due, at the time of received. So the normal entry only here also. Okay na? So what is the entry Share first and final call account debited to. Sir, the same entry, sir, whether equity shares or preference shares, we can issue. Here share means we can take equity or preference. You know, you should not be confused Okay na? To share capital account. Okay na? What is the amount The third installment amount is equal to 30 rupees. How many shares we have issued? 1 lakh shares. What is the total amount we have to receivable? 30 lakhs, the amount we have to receive. So that is equal to how much 30 lakhs. And next, so this is the main entry sixth one. First and final call money received. Okay, stop writing and listen this is the more important. So how many shares we have issued totally? 1 lakh shares we have issued. In this 1 lakh, on how many shares only the amount we have received? 99,900. On this much amount of shares only we have received the amount. And how many number of shares we have not received 100 shares we have not received, and 99,900 shares we have issued. Sorry, we have received. Into how much we have to multiply 30 rupees. So then 99,900 into 30, that is equal to how much 29,97,000. So here 100 into 30, that is equal to 3,000. Okay now, this 3,000 is going to call it as, what is the meaning of this 3,000 calls in arrears. What is the meaning of this 29,97,000 we have received? Nothing but we have to transfer to which account Bank account. We have to transfer to which account Bank account we have received. Okay now. So what is the another outcome? We have to cancel which one? We have to cancel share first and final call or share capital. Share first and final call. How much amount will be there? 30 lakhs. So what is the entry? So bank account debit, because we have received. Calls in arrears, receivable. Calls in arrears is an asset. Okay, na receivable. So that what we need to do, asset debit balance increases or decreases, increases. Previously, whether we are having any calls in arrears? No. Now only we are having what, calls in arrears. That means previously the amount of calls in arrears is equal to how much? 0. Now the amount of calls in arrears is equal to how much? 3000. So increases or decreases? Increases. So yesterday we have discussed that asset, which team? Asset and expenses are debit team. The debit increases, what we need to do? Debit only. If the debit decreases, what we need to do? Credit. In that, at that point of time, based on that rule, what is the entry coming to the picture? Bank account debit, calls in arrears account debit to share first and final call account. On bank account, how much amount we need to transfer? 29,97,000. On calls in arrears, how much amount we need to transfer? 3,000 rupees. Okay, na? Please take a note of it. We can write the entry. Shall I write the entry? Okay, no problem, right? What is the entry, Bank account debit, calls in arrears account debit to share first and final call account. Yes sir, no, How much amount we need to transfer to the bank, 29,97,000. Calls in arrears 3,000. And what is the total amount, 30 lakh is the total amount. Is there any doubts up to here? Okay, now think from the balance sheet point of view. I think you know the balance sheet. What are the two items will be available in the balance sheet? Assets and liabilities. So bank will be transferred to asset or liability, asset side. Okay, share application money or share first and final call will be transferred to which account? Asset side or liability side? Or we should not transfer? See these two entries and tell, sir, here first time what we have done, share first and final call we have debited. And again what we have done, share first and final call account we have credited. That means this account is there or not there? This account is showing zero balance. Yes or no? How you are saying, If you imagine, don't write anything, This is a first and final call account. Okay, na? First time we have debited or credited? Debited. Debited with how much amount? 30 lakh rupees. I think you know. 2 share capital or by share capital? 2 share capital. When coming to the second time, what we have done, by bank, how much, 29 lakh 97,000, and by calls in arrears, how much, 3,000. Yes or no? What is the total account? 30 lakhs. That means this account is showing a debit balance, a credit balance, a zero balance, a zero balance. That means this account will not be shown in the balance sheet. Only which items we are going to show, ma? Share capital. Which items we are going to show? Share capital. And second one is called as bank balance. And what is the third one, ma? Calls in arrears. Sir, calls in arrears is showing a debit balance, a credit balance, a debit balance. Yes or no, ma? Because it is available on which side? Debit side means it is a debit balance. Are you getting the point or not? Debit balance will be transferred to asset side or liability side? Asset side. So, but even though it is an asset, we should not show on the asset side. We have to reduce from the share capital. Even though it is an asset, we should show in the asset. No. So instead of showing the asset side, we have to show in the liability side of under the head which one, ma? Equity share capital. We have to reduce. What we have to do, ma? Reduce. Those are the note points we have to write. Are you getting the point? And once again, this balance will be decreases at the time of forfeiture of shares. This balance will be decreases at the time of which point of view, ma? Forfeiture. You will get the clarity. Once write the note points, and then after at the time of forfeiture, you will get the more clarity. Okay, na? Write the note points, ma. Important, if you are having any red pen means write with the red pen. The opening balance of calls in arrears account which will be closed at the time of forfeiture of shares. Okay, until any balance available in calls in arrears account will be reduced from share capital. Where, ma? In balance sheet. These are the two main important points. This point you will understand more clearly at the time of what, ma? Forfeiture. Now at this point of time you can get the more clarity about this point. Here the next chapter is called as Schedule 3, ma. Already I have shown you which are the chapters are available, ma. Accounting for issue of shares and debentures. And what is the next chapter? Schedule 3, nothing but financial statements, I have told you. Now in that we have to prepare certain working notes. In those working notes we are going to learn 3 working notes now itself. Okay, now what is the meaning of working note means? There will be a format like this, ma. So this is a balance sheet format. This is what, ma? Balance sheet. First we are going to start with the liabilities. We are going to start with the liabilities. It is like a vertical manner. It is not like a horizontal. Are you getting? So previously we are going to do like this. This is called as vertical. It's called as what, ma? Vertical. So left hand side liabilities, right hand side what, ma? Assets. But when coming to the schedule 3, the format will be like that, what, ma? Horizontal. First we will write the liabilities and then we are going to write the assets. So here first we will start with the shareholders funds. We'll start with ma? Shareholders funds. Nothing but here what are the items will be available will be represented in working note number 1. So like that we have to prepare. Are you getting the point? Now we are going to see this shareholders funds working note. Okay, na? Because already we have discussed so much things like calls in arrears and entries also we have discussed. Na? Now we are going to learn what, ma? working note 1 related to the shareholders funds. Okay, na? Nothing but equity and liabilities. So put the heading working note number 1, share capital. Because all the things at that point of time is difficult to learn. Okay, now small things we are discussing here and we are going to that chapter means it will be easy. Most of the adjustments will be available in which working note means working note number 1 only. If you following the working note number 1, you are writing right amount in the balance sheet means it will be tally. Yes sir, no. So working note number 1, nothing but share capital. So we have to represent like this itself. Issued, subscribed, comma called up and paid up share capital. Sir, you will understand these meanings after discussing this working note. I will explain you what is the meaning of issued share capital, what is the meaning of subscribed share capital, and all the things. You have to remember in this manner only we have to represent working note number 1 related to what ma share capital. Here what are the items will come into the picture means first we will write the equity share capital. What we are going to write ma equity share capital. For this we are going to add preference share capital and what we need to do the call scenarios ma. We have to reduce or we have to add back. We have to reduce because that is an asset na. So even though that is an asset, we are going to show what ma. We are reducing from equity share capital or preference share capital. So minus what ma falls in arrears. Okay na. So by way of seeing the above question, can you say the equity share capital amount? Sir, see this one. See the second one. What is the amount available ma? 20 lakhs. There is no share capital available here. Yes or no ma? So 20 lakhs in the second entry. Is there any share capital available in the third one ma? No. Yes sir. No. Yes, sorry. Yes, how much ma? 50 lakhs. So 20 plus 50 how much? 70 lakhs. In the fourth one there is no share capital. In the fifth one ma, the share capital of rupees how much? 30 lakhs. In all the situations are credited or debited? Credited. That means all the things we have to add, anything we have to reduce. All the things we have to add. What is the total amount ma? 20 plus 50 plus 20, 30. 1 crore. So 1 crore rupees can I write here? How many zeros? 7 zeros. So there is no preference share capital. Okay, now what is the amount of calls in arrears? 3000. Calls in arrears how much ma? 3000. If you reduce, how much amount is available ma? 29 lakhs. Sorry, 99 lakhs. 97,000. Are you getting the point? So, and again you have to show separately. And I have told you that we can issue the shares at consideration other than cash. Okay, now those items we have to show separately. And again what ma? The promoters, in some of the points, promoters can take the shares. Okay, now that item also we have to show separately. And if any person is holding more than 5% of holding, those items also will be shown separately. We'll get to know, write this one ma. So shares issued for other than cash, comma bonus shares or bonus issue, comma shares issued to promoters and the name of shareholders holding 5% or more shares should be disclosed separately. Be disclosed separately. So this is the overall working note number 1. Nothing but what ma? Share capital. So what are the items we need to disclose ma? Shares issued at other than cash. Next one what ma? Bonus issue. Next one shares issued to promoters. And next one what ma? Name the shareholders who is holding 5% or above shares. These are the items we need to disclose separately. Are you getting the point? That means here we can include we should not include here we should include and we need to disclose separately also. Then only we can understand whether there is any bonus issue or whether there is any other than cash issue. So these are the items. Okay na, this amount will be taken and represented in where ma? Balance sheet. Under the head what ma? Shareholders funds. Under the head what ma? Shareholder. That means we can understand this is a subhead. This is what ma? Subhead main head subhead will be transferred to which main head ma? Shareholders funds. You can write like this. This 99 lakhs 97,000 should be transferred to shareholders funds in balance sheet. Okay nama? So next one, if in case you are having any securities premium, so where we need to disclose that securities premium means that is a working note number 2. That is what ma? Working note number 2. We have to prepare the reserves and surplus working note. There we have to show the any resource. Okay now we are having this chapter we have covered which reserve ma till now? Securities premium, and again this will be disclosed under the shareholders funds. Are you getting the point? So working note number 2. Reserve and surplus. So here security premium, there is no amount now, so nothing worry. So this amount where we need to transfer ma? Again to the shareholders funds. Okay na? That means share capital will be available in the shareholders funds and reserves and surplus also will be available in the shareholders funds. Okay na guys? How the representation will be we can see now. So imagine this is what ma? Balance sheet main format. Balance sheet will be available in part A, ma. Balance sheet will be available in part A. Under schedule what, ma? Schedule 3, we are having how many parts? 2 parts. Part A is balance sheet, part B is income statement, nothing but profit and loss account. So now we are going to see only one. Which one, ma? Shareholders funds. So first we have to write here, number 1, equity and liabilities. In this, we are having a main heading called shareholders funds. Shareholders funds. In this, first we have done what, ma? We have seen share capital. Working note number 1 or 2, amma? 1. Okay, what is the next point, ma? Reserves and surplus. We know, ma. We know all the final accounts. We know where we need to show also. But we have to remember what? Format. That is only the main target. So reserves and surplus, working note number 1 or 2, amma? 2. Is there any amount in the working note number 2, ma? No. What is the amount available in the share capital? What is the outer column amount? 99 lakh 97,000. This is the amount we need to show in the main. So 99 lakh 97,000. Is there any doubts up to here, ma? So this is the overall discussion. And bank balance is there. For that bank balance, we have to show in the cash and cash equivalent. We have to show in the cash and cash equivalent. Right up to here, I will say that one also. Working note number 1 completed, huh? All of you. Okay. Take the working note number 2. Completed, huh? They try to, we are going to see one more working note, ma, related to which one? Working note number 3. Sir, in this question only, this is a 3, ma. But in every question, what is the first working note? Share capital. What is the second working note? Reserves and surplus. But in this particular question, there is no another items. Only we are having what, ma? Bank balance, that's all. Okay, na? So in the overall question, we are having how many accounts, ma? 4 accounts. What are the 4 accounts? First one is called as equity share capital. So remaining application closed, ma. Application account, in the first entry we have debited. Sorry, we have credited. In second entry we have debited. So likewise, application account is closed, allotment account is also closed, and next what, ma? Share first and final call account is also closed. Those accounts is there or not there, ma? Those are the accounts are not available, and remaining equity share capital will be transferred to balance sheet liability side. How to disclose also we have seen. And when coming to the call scenarios, even though it is an asset, we have reducing from the particular share capital. And next what we are going to see, ma? Bank balance only, na? The bank balance working note. The bank balance will be disclosed under the head called as cash and cash equivalents. Okay, Nama, cash and cash equivalent. There we are going to write the bank balance. Can you say the bank balance? Whatever available, ma. So first installment amount. So 20 rupees, na. So 1 lakh into 20. How much, ma? 20 lakhs. What is the second installment amount? 50 lakhs. Totally we have received. Yes or no, ma? When coming to the last installment, how much amount only we have received? We have received only on 99,900 shares. Yes or no? Into 30 rupees. That is equal to how much, ma? 29 lakh 97,000. What is the total overall amount? 99 lakh 97,000. This amount we need to show under a main head called as, sir, current asset or non-current asset? Cash and cash equivalent, ma. Current or non-current? Current asset, because every time it will be changes balance. So will be transferred to which main head, ma? Under the head of current asset. Nothing but this is a other current asset. Okay, na, ma? Other current asset. Okay, how this one will be represented in the balance sheet means simple, ma. So what is the format? Particulars, note points, and amounts. Previously what we have seen, liabilities, nothing but equity and liability. Now we are going to see what, ma? Assets. Okay, na? So this is the second one. In the assets, so many main notes will be there, but as of now we are required what, ma? Current assets and non-current assets, ma. Current assets. So there will be a main heading called as, so I am writing like this, current assets. Under the current assets, one of the point is called as what, ma? Other current asset. Are you getting my point? Assets will be there, ma. Under assets there is a subheading called as what, ma? Current assets. Under the current asset head we are going to show what, ma? Other current asset. What is the amount? What is the working note, ma? Working note number 3. How much amount we need to disclose? 99 lakh 97,000. You will get a more clarity at the time of balance sheet. Okay, na? Write this one also. Sir, this thing will be changes. Okay, na? This number will be changes, but presentation is same. Okay, now what are the thing will be changes, ma? This one, and this one will be changes, but presentation is same. See the presentation. Okay, now. Now the balance sheet tallied, not tallied, ma. See the liabilities. How much we are having the liabilities? 99 lakh 97,000. And how much we are having the assets, ma? Same, 99 lakh 97,000. Okay, ma? Is there any doubts? How we need to show the cash and cash equivalent, ma? Under the assets, there is a heading called as what, ma? Current assets. Under that current asset, other current asset, we have to show this one. Okay, na? And next, we are having a doubt with respect to what, ma? What is the meaning of issued? What is the meaning of subscribed? What is the meaning of called up and paid up? If you clear this one, the total concept will be completed. Are you getting the point or not? So till now, how many examples we have discussed, ma? 4 examples. Yes or no? So in that 4 examples, we have covered the calls in arrears. What is the next example, ma? Calls in advance. But before that, we are going to discuss these meanings. Okay, na? Okay, don't write anything. Everything will be available in the concept book related to this concept. I will take the examples in order to understand for you. Okay, na? So imagine we have started one company. Let us take Radhika Limited. We have started. Okay, na? This is a new company. We are directly. So limited means it is a public company or private company, ama? Public company. We can do listing, we cannot do the listing. We can do the listing. Private company cannot be listed, but public company can be listed. So we have gone to the listing, ma. I think you know the face value, you know the issue price also. Sometimes there will be a concept called as book building. What is the concept, ma? Book building. What is the meaning of book building? Can anyone in the class? Do you know the big building process? Book building means we don't know. First time only we are coming into the listing. So this is called as IPO, initial public offer. Second time if you come, it is called as FPO. What is the meaning of FPO? Further public offer. So imagine we are coming up with a which one, ma? IPO. So we don't know whether people are interested to purchase our shares or not. We don't know. So let them. We are not saying anything. We are not saying the issue price. Okay, now we are giving the option to the public itself. So, but we will fix the price band. We will fix what, ma? Price band. I am going to fix 10 to 100 rupees. So this is a price band we have given. 10 to 100 rupees. So in this price band, I am setting it up how much, ma? 10 to 100. But we are not going to disclose to the public also. So we are not going to disclose the issue price also. Okay, na, ma? So public only will fix certain bands. Okay, na? So first person 1 fixed 9 to 8 rupees. Okay, na? Second person fixed 10 to 11 rupees, the price band, and he is willing to purchase 10 lakh shares. How many shares he is willing to purchase, ma? 10 lakhs. And he is willing to purchase 1 lakh shares. Like that, the price band will be fixed by whom, ma? Public, and they are going to quotation. They are giving the quotation. We are going to select. Okay, na? Which option is the best? From these 2 points, which option is the best, ma? 9 to 8 price band is the best because we are getting how many shares? 10 lakhs. So we are going to fix after that. So this is the process called as what, ma? Book building. And there is a, you know the face value, you know the issue price also. Issue price can be at premium or par, cannot be at a discount. But reissue we can make it as a discount. And then after, we are going to see. We are having the 2 documents. What are the 2 documents, ma? MOA and AOA. So Memorandum of Association and Articles of Association. In the Memorandum of Association, we are having the classes. Class 1, 2, 3 like that. First one we are going to have what, ma? Name class. What is the second one? Objectives class. Okay, whatever it is. In that one of the class is called as what, ma? Share capital. In that share capital, we have to fix a certain limit. Okay, now we are going to subscribe only 10 lakh rupees from the public. We are going to subscribe only 10 lakhs rupees from the public. This is called as what, ma? Authorized share capital. This is called as what, ma? Authorized. So who will give the authorization? We have to register with the ROC. What is the meaning of ROC, amma? Register of companies. So if this ROC is accepted, For that is the reason this 10 lakhs we are going to call it as what ma? Authorized share capital. In this 10 lakhs we have to consider only face value. We should not consider what ma? Market value. Okay na? Because for example, nowadays the face value will be only 10 rupees ma. If you see the market value, what is the MRF tire cost ma? It will be a 1 lakh something around. I think it is more than 1 lakh also. Okay na? In this authorized share capital, you have to consider the face value. You have to consider the 1 lakh of market value. You have to consider only the face value. Because who will give the authorization? ROC. That is the reason this 10 lakh is called as what ma? Authorized share capital. So from this 10 lakhs, we have issued only 8 lakh rupees. From this 10 lakh authorization, how much amount of share capital we have issued? Only 8 lakhs. So this 8 lakh we are going to call it as what ma? Issued share capital. Okay na? In this 8 lakhs, the public has accepted only 7 lakh rupees. How much amount of public subscribed ma? Purchased by the public is nothing but what ma? Subscribed. So this is called as authorized share capital. What is the meaning of this one ma? Issued share capital. What is the meaning of this one ma? Subscribed share capital. There is a one of the rule, you know, how much minimum subscription we have to receive from the public? 90%. Less than 90% means what we need to do? We have to refund the application money back within 30 days or something, limit will be available. Okay na? So first one what ma? The main one is called as authorized. From there to we are going to get what ma? Issued. From there to we are going to get what ma? Subscribed. Sometimes the subscribed capital will be more than 8 lakhs or less than 8 lakhs or equal to 8 lakhs. Cannot be more than what ma? Authorized share capital. Okay na? Because how much amount we have issued, so should not be more than the authorized. And next, from the subscribed we are going to call up some amount. We are not going to call up some amount. So imagine 5 lakhs we have called up. That means first call also we have made up to how much ma? 5 lakh. So this capital we are going to call it as called up share capital. And how much it is called as uncalled ma? 2 lakhs is called as what ma? Uncalled share capital. Okay na? First one authorized, issued, subscribed, called up, and paid up will be there. Again uncalled also will be there. So totally how much we have called up ma? 5 lakh. In this 4,50,000 paid up. Okay na? Remaining 50,000 is what ma? Calls in arrears. So this 4,50,000 we are going to call it as what ma? Paid up share capital. This 5 lakh is called as what ma? Called up share capital. This 2 lakh is called as uncalled share capital. Called up and uncalled. Paid up and calls in arrears. So these are the categories of share capitals. Okay na? These are not types of share capital. What is the meaning of types of shares ma? Preference shares and equity shares. What are the types of preference shares? Participative, non-participative, cumulative, non-cumulative. What are the types of equity shares? Issued at cash, not issued for cash. So those are the items we have seen. What is the 2 days discussion? Categories of share capital. First one will be what ma? So if you take a circle, imagine this is called as authorized ma. In this authorized, what will be there ma? Issued will be there. Okay na? What is the third layer? Subscribed. What is the fourth layer? Called up. What is the fifth layer? Paid up. Uncalled. Paid up and uncalled. So these are the picture about the categories. So we are going to discuss Sima. What is the first one ma? Authorized. Who will give the authorization? ROC. So it is a maximum limit, minimum limit, maximum limit of the capital of which the company is authorized to raise during the lifetime. Next, it is mentioned in capital clause of memorandum of association. It is disclosed on the face of balance sheet, we have to disclose what ma, this much amount of authorized capital we have to disclose. And next, what will be coming to the picture ma? Issued share capital. So it is a portion of which the authorized capital is issued by the company. It includes only which value ma? Nominal value. Authorized also nominal value. Nominal value is nothing but face value. Some of the situation they are going to call it as face value. In some of the situation they are going to call it as nominal value. So here including what ma? It includes issued for cash, issued other than cash, and next one promoters and others. We have discussed that we have to show separately. What are the items we have to show separately in the balance sheet ma? First one is called as other than cash, bonus issue, next one promoters, and if any person is holding more than 5% of share capital. And next, the remaining portion of authorized capital should not be issued either in cash or consideration other than. That is called as what ma? Unissued share capital. Okay, next one, subscribed. What is the meaning of subscribed share capital ma? From the issued, how much amount taken by the public, accepted by the public is called as what ma? Subscribed. So it is a part of issued share capital, subscribed by the public, allotted by the company. It also includes what ma? Face value. Sir, whatever it is, we have to consider only the face value. We should not consider what ma? Market value. So next one, called up. What is the meaning of called up? How much amount we have called up from the issued. What is the meaning of paid up? How much amount they have paid is called as a paid up. And there is a reserve ma. What is the meaning of reserve? Means uncalled. Okay na? 10 rupees is the face value ma. In that 8 rupees we have called up. This is called as what ma? Called up share capital. And 2 rupees we have uncalled. This is called as what ma? Uncalled share capital. These 2 rupees they are fixing as a reserve, because only at the time of winding up only they are interested to call. So these 2 rupees only will be called it as what ma? Uncalled and reserve also. Uncalled and reserve. So forget about this one. This one will not be coming to the picture. You have to remember what ma? First one, authorized, and then issued to subscribe to called up, uncalled, and paid up. Okay na guys? So sir, if you want we can increase the authorized share capital, we should not increase the authorized share capital. If you want we can increase the authorized share capital, but that point should be mentioned in AOA, where we need to mention ma? AOA. If AOA authorization is not there, means we have to pass the board resolution and we have to conduct the extraordinary general meeting, ECM. And we have to take the permission from whom? Equity shareholders. Okay na? Ordinary resolution is sufficient. Okay na? Board resolution and ordinary. If AOA authorization is there, means directly we can increase the authorized share capital limit, and we have to take the authorization with again ROC. Are you getting the point? So those are the points required for the law point of view. For our point of view, we have to try to understand the categories of the share capital. Is there any doubts about now? Okay na? So this is the overall picture, and I have told you how to disclose in the balance sheet, and 3 working notes we have completed. So next we are going to target what ma? Another example, calls in advance. Is there any doubts ma? Yeah. See this bill one ma? The share capital we are having what ma? Face value or nominal value. You know what is the meaning of share capital? Share is a small part of the capital we have discussed. And next one, share price means, what is the meaning of share price ma? Issue price. Okay, how much amount of share we have issued, that is called as what ma? Issue price. Either face value plus premium amount minus, if you are having any discount, means what we need to do? Minus. But discount is accepted or not accepted? Not accepted. And next one, what is the meaning of book building process ma? The process through which the company determines the share price. Already we have discussed. Okay, under this method, the company determines the price band of its shares, and based on the bids received from the proportionate investor. And who are the investors are interested, they will give the bids. From there we are going to fix the price band. Okay na? On various prices within a price band, finally on the issue price. Okay, what is the meaning of market price ma? The price available in the stock exchange right now is called as what ma? Market price. So we have discussed this thing also. And see this formulas. How we will get the authorized share capital ma? Issued plus unissued. We'll get what ma? Authorized. Subscribed capital, difference between like this. Fully subscribed means what ma? Subscribed capital is equal to issued capital. What is the meaning of oversubscription? Subscribed capital is more than issued capital. What is the meaning of undersubscription? Subscribed capital is less than issued. But how much minimum we need to receive? 90%. Okay now. Next one. What is the meaning of called up? How will get the called up ma? Paid up plus calls in arrears. We'll get what ma? Called up. Or if we are having any calls in advance means what we need to do? Reduce. Okay now. Because we have called up, we have not called up. Until now we have not called. How will get the uncalled amount ma? Issued minus called up. We'll get the uncalled. Some of the situation they may give what ma? MCQs. That is the reason I have given here. So what are the types of shares? You know, preference shares, equity shares, and then types of preference shares. Already we have discussed ma. Cumulative, non-cumulative, participative, non-participative, redeemable, non-redeemable, convertible, not convertible. We have discussed all the things. And what are the two preferential rights will be available to the preference shareholders ma? Two, payment of dividend, fixed rate of dividend, and then repayment of capital. So next one, equity share. When coming to the equity share, what are the two types? Equity shares issued for cash, equity shares consideration other than cash. And next there is a private placement and public companies. What is the meaning of private placement? Limited or unlimited amma? Limited persons only will be available. The persons those who are interested, they have to put the application, and then after at the time of any transferability they will call that particular person again, and they will issue those shares to that particular person, because these shares will not be available in the market, so we have to show our interest to the companies. And next one, minimum subscription. What is the amount of minimum subscription ma? 90%. So who has put that rule? SEBI, Security Exchange Board of India, have put the rule of 90%. So otherwise we have to refund. Non underwritten issue, how many days we have to refund ma? 15 days. In the case of underwritten issue, how many days we have to close? 7 days we have to close. These are the rules, are not more important. We know the first installment application, second installment allotment, first call, second call, and final call. And next there is an important point ma. The application money, what ma? Application money should be, as per Companies Act, should be greater than or equal to 5%. As per SEBI, should be greater than or equal to how much ma? 25%. For example, our face value is equal to 100 rupees. As per Companies Act, how much should be there? 5 or above. That means we can put 10. As per Companies Act. If you follow the SEBI means how much you need to put? 25. So minimum 25 rupees is the application money. 25 or above. Should not be less than 25. So but as per section 27 of Companies Act, okay na, matters related to the issue and transfer of securities will be administered by whom? SEBI. So that is the reason which rule we have to follow ultimately? 25% only. Okay, even though Companies had given how much ma? 5%, but we have to follow whose principle ma? SEBI principle. So finally the application money should be more than or equal to 25% of the face value. So that is the reason. Next, you know all the things, and you know the entries. So these are the cases we are discussing till now. Okay na? And you know the securities premium na? Okay na? Securities premium we can utilize for these reasons ma. First of all, the securities premium we can utilize for the purpose of bonus issue. Okay na? You will get the clarity. So this point again I will come back. So please remember me. This is a very important point. We may get what ma? MCQ. The usage of securities premium. Without knowing the bonus issue, I cannot explain. These are all the things. You know? Okay. Next, put the heading. Example number 6. Right. Example number 5. Calls in advance. What happened? Sir, interesting will be there because one by one we are adding up. Yes or no, Yashwant? Okay, which company name do you want? What is yours? My sister name? Okay, I will take the Radhika. Radhika Limited has issued how many shares means let us take 10,000 ma. How many shares issued? 10,000. So the nominal value is equal to 10 rupees. Okay na? Our face value is equal to how much ma? 10. Out of this 10 rupees, how many installments? 3 installments. So first installment is how much should be their minimum application money? Greater than or equal to 25%. That means 2.5. Yes or no? Yes or no? So can I take here 5 rupees? Here 5, 2 and 3. Okay na? There is one of the fellow like Yashwant. He is the richest fellow. Generally he will purchase in lump sum only. But in some of the situation he come to what ma? Installments. We have discussed yesterday's na. Okay. He has paid what ma? Application, and he has paid the allotment. So this 3 rupees also he has paid in the situation of allotment only. So this fellow is having 1000 shares in his hands. How many shares ma? 1000 shares. Now can you say the calls in advance amount? 1000 into 3 1000 into 2 Which amount we have received ma? That first and final call amount we have received at the time of allotment itself. So 1000 into 3, that is equal to how much ma? 3000. So what is the meaning of this one ma? Calls in advance. Okay na? Okay, we have to write the entries. Okay na? Try to write the first installment entry. Application money received. What is the entry ma? Bank account debited to share application account. What is the second one? Share application account debited to share capital account. Try to write the third one ma. What is the third one? Allotment money receivable. Okay. What is the entry for the allotment money receivable? Share allotment account debited to share capital. Sir, we know this fellow given the calls in advance at this point of time, at the time of receipt. At the time of receipt, we know only what ma? Only we have to receive only 2 rupees on how many shares? On 10,000. That's all. We don't know this situation. The situation of amount received in calls in advance, we know at the time of receipt, at the time of due, at the time of receipt. So as of now, how much amount we have to write? 20,000. So what is the entry, ma? Share allotment account debited to share capital account. How much, ma? 20 only, na? 20,000. And next, the fourth one is important, ma. What is the fourth point? Allotment money so be careful here. How much amount we have received, ma? On 10,000, 2 rupees received. Okay, na? And again, on 1,000 rupees, 3 rupees extra amount we have received. Totally how much we have received? 20,000 plus here how much, ma? 3,000. What is the total amount? 23,000 we have received. But here the allotment account is debited with only how much? 20,000. Now we have to credit it with only how much? 20,000. The remaining 3,000 is called as calls in advance. It is an asset or liability, ama? Liability, because received in advance. Okay, now because if you take an example, nowadays what, ma? This CA coaching or CMA coaching, we are having the 3 levels, but they are receiving the amount only at the time of foundation itself. Yes or no? Packages like 1,50,000 you are paying only in the case of foundation. But we are having think from the education point of view. So education institute have received what, ma? The total amount they have received in the first year only, but they have to provide the services for the remaining 2 years. So is it a liability? It is an asset. Liability. In the same way here also what, ma? We have received in advance, it is a liability. So write the entry, ma. So bank account debit. How much we have received? 20,000. You know, plus 1,000 into 3 rupees. What is the total amount, ma? 23,000. To share allotment. How much amount it is debited with? It is debited with 20,000. We can also credit it with how much, ma? 20,000. And remaining 3,000 will be transferred to calls in advance. What is the calculation, ma? 1,000 into 3 rupees. Is there any doubt? Thousand into 3 rupees. Okay. Again, this calls in advance will be reduces at which point of time? At the time of receipt of first and final call. At the time of receipt of first and final, not at the time of first and final call due. Okay, na guys. So what is the fifth one entry? First and final call receivable. Okay, now how much amount we have to receive? Sir, on total. Okay, now 3 rupees into how many shares? 1,000 shares. That is equal to how much amount we have to receive? Huh? Okay. 10,000 shares into 3 rupees. How much, ma? 30,000. So what is the entry we can write, ma? Share first and final call account debit to share capital. That is equal to how much, ma? 30,000. Okay, now here two methods we can follow, no problem. Follow this method. This is also right. And come to the sixth one. What is the sixth one, ma? First and final call received. How much amount we have received only? Bank account debit, we have received how much, ma? At this point of time, 27,000. Already how much we have received? 3,000. Okay, na? So 27,000, how did you get, ma? 9,000 into 30 rupees. That is equal to 27,000. So what we need to reduce, ma? Calls in advance. Account debit, how much, ma? 3,000. So 2. Only 3. Okay, 2 what, ma? Share first and final call. Okay, nama? So like this also you can write, or in this entry only. In this entry only you can debit what, ma? Calls in advance. At that point of time, this account will be how much? 27,000. Follow this approach, no problem. Okay, na? Yashwant, okay, na? Now calls in advance is there or not there? There is no calls in advance, more. First we have opened with which balance? Credit balance, yes or no? This is called as opening. And again we have closed with debit. So this is called as closing. So now calls in advance will be available in the balance sheet, will not be available in the balance sheet. Or if you want to show the calls in advance, where we need to show, ma? It is an asset or liability? Liability will be disclosed under the other current liabilities. Will be disclosed under what, ma? Other. And it may be happen now. So final call due we are writing on current year. Sorry, advance received we are writing on current year. But the due happened on the next year. At that point of time, which account will be available? Calls in advance will be available. At that point of time, we have to transfer to which account? Other current liabilities. It is a liability, okay, na? Or if both the things are happening in the same year, means there is no calls in advance. Okay, na guys? Calls in arrears, where we need to disclose. We have to reduce from share capital. Are you getting the point or not? Okay, na? So is there any doubts up to here, ma? So this one also, this representation is also right. Okay, na? Or some of the people, they may follow what, ma? Instead of writing here this entry, so how much amount we have to receive now? Already we have received the 3,000. How much amount still we have to receive? 27,000. At that point of time, which entry they will pass means share first and final call account. Amount how much, ma? Only 27. This calls in advance will be debited here in this entry itself. At that point of time, how much, ma? Calls in advance 3,000. But always share capital will be created with face value. Remember. Now which entry we need to pass here? Bank account debited to calls in advance 27,000, 27,000. Are you getting the point or not? If you want, you can follow this one. This is also right. Or what we can do, ma? How much amount we have to receive? First and final call account debit. How much? 27,000 only we need to receive. Okay, na? Because already how much amount we have received? 3,000. The 3,000 will be debited with once again calls in advance account debit to what ma? To equity share capital account will be 30,000 only. Are you getting the point? Now once again at the time of receipt only 27,000 only we have to write. Bank account debited to share first and final call account 27,027. Both the ways are right. Okay na? But in our class we are going to follow this way only. Okay na? So till now we have completed. What are the items we have completed ma? Par completed, premium completed. On this par you have completed the installment and lump sum, and then we are on premium only installment ma. Lump sum is also same. The premium amount will be transferred to securities premium, and then we have seen what ma? Calls in arrears, and we have seen what ma? Advance. Now we have to see what? Forfeiture and reissue. Okay na? So still two examples are remaining. So if we discuss those examples, so you can solve whatever the question in your book. You know, mostly 80% of the question. And there is a concept called as over subscription and pro rata allotment. Will be discussed in the next class. Okay na ma? So what is the next example ma? What is the next example? 5 or 6? Example number 6. Now I will understand whether you are getting my points or not. So what is this one ma? Forfeiture of shares. We are going to start the company name. Which company we can start now? Again Radhika na? Okay. Radhika Limited. This time we are issuing 1 lakh shares. This is called as further public offer. Previous we have done what ma? IPO, initial public offer. Okay, now the face value again how much ma? 10 rupees only, will not be changed na? ₹5 on application, 3 rupees on allotment, 2 rupees on first and final call. Obviously we have to take one person na? So this is a Gundu fellow, there is no hair. You know? This fellow is holding how much ma? 1000 shares. He has paid the application, paid the allotment also, but he is unable to pay what ma? First and final call. Obviously what we are going to do? We are going to forfeit the shares. How many shares we are going to forfeit? 1000. So this amount we are going to refund, we are not going to refund. We are not going to refund this amount. Okay na? This is the concept. So we have to write the entries. Okay na? Shall we start? First installment we are not going to write. Okay na? First installment we are going to write or not going to write. Second, no need na. Second also we have received everything. So can we write the third onwards? You will understand or not? Okay. That means 4 entries. Give the space and write by yourself. Yes or no ma? 4 entries, give the space. And 5th entry onwards, start. అర్థమైందా మీకు? What is the 5th entry ma? First and final call money receivable. What is the entry for this one? Share first and final call account debit to share capital account. How many shares we have issued, ma? 1 lakh shares. What is the rate? 2 rupees. So 1 lakh into 2, that is equal to how much, ma? 2 rupees. 2 lakhs. Being share first and final call amount receivable. So what is the second one? Or nothing but a sixth one? First and final call received. How much amount we have received only? On 1000 shares we have received or we have not received? On 1000 we have not received. That means on how many shares only we have received, ma? 99,000. So bank account debit. How much, ma? 99,000 into 20 rupees. 2 rupees, huh? 2 rupees. How much, ma? 1,98,000. So next one. To what we need to write, ma? To share first and final call account. How much, ma? 2 lakhs. Because we have debited with 2 lakhs. Now we are going to credit it with 2 lakhs. So remaining, what we need to write, ma? Calls in arrears. Account debit. How much in shares, ma? 1000 into 2. That is equal to how much, ma? Already we have seen. Which example? Previous example we have seen. Till now we know. What we need to do now? We are going to forfeit. How many shares we are going to forfeit? 1000 shares. Because he has unable to pay the final call money. So completed amount till now. Can I proceed the discussion? Okay. Sir, this is the most important. If you understand this discussion, you can write the forfeiture entry simple. Okay, na? Okay. Imagine this is a balance sheet. Don't write anything, ma. Please listen. In this balance sheet, I will ask the amounts you have to say. So liabilities will be, we are going to have which balance, ma? Credit balance. Assets we are going to have which balance? Debit balance. Okay, this is are not like that debit side, credit side. This is what, ma? Credit balance and debit balance. Sir, here on the liability side, what are the items will come into the picture? Equity share capital. Yes or no, ma? So equity share capital. Okay, now bank balance will be available on which side? Asset side. So bank balance will be available on this side. And calls in arrears. Calls in arrears. What is the representation we need to show the calls in arrears? Reduced from the capital. Instead of reducing from the capital, can I disclose on the asset side? It is accepted or not? Instead of reducing from the liabilities, can I disclose on asset side? Also, okay. For your understanding itself, I am disclosing. Normally, what you need to do? You have to reduce from the share capital. So calls in arrears. Okay, na? Till now, we are only having these 3 accounts. Yes or no, ma? Already application money cancelled. First entry it will be credited. In second entry it will be debited. Allotment also. First entry debited, second entry credited. Likewise, all the 3 accounts. What are the 3 accounts? Application account, allotment account, first and final call account. Is there or not there? those accounts are closed and only these 3 accounts will be available. Now I am considering these 3 accounts only for the purpose of what ma? Forfeiture. How many shares I have forfeited? 1000. Here also what ma? 1000. Here also what ma? 1000. Okay. 1000 into open bracket. Sir, we have to credit it with equity share capital. First installment amount we have to credit or we should not credit. First installment account we have. There we have what ma? We have credited. How much amount is the first installment? 5 plus second installment amount, nothing but allotment amount also. We have credited or we have not credited. Imagine the entries. Okay. How much ma? 2. And what is the third one? 3. All the amount we have credited. What is the balance of equity share capital available ma? So 10 into 1000, that is equal to how much ma? 10,000. Guys, are you getting it or not? What I am saying is, how many shares we are going to forfeit? 1000. Okay na? Imagine the second journal entry. What is the second journal entry ma? First journal entry is bank account debited to share application. What is the second one? Share application to equity share capital. Yes or no? So that means we are crediting or we are not crediting? Yes, we are crediting. For this, imagine the third journal entry. What is the third journal entry? Allotment account debited to share capital. So this is also we have to add or we have to less? We have to add. And imagine the third completed na, sixth one. Nothing but fifth one. What we have done now? Share first and final call account debited to share capital. Once again in these 2 lakhs, the 1000 shares amount also included or not included? Included. Likewise, in first installment and second installment equity share capital also available or not available? Available. That means we have collected or we have not collected? We have credited, and how much amount will be available in the equity share capital? 10,000. Okay na? Guys, are you getting it or not? Sir, even though we have not collected the last installment amount, but we have credited with the share capital, because always the share capital will be credited with the face value. So that is the reason we are going to forfeit 1000 into how much ma? What is the face value per share? 10 rupees. That is equal to how much we are getting ma? 10,000. And now say how much amount of bank balance will be available ma? Into, we have collected only first installment amount plus second installment amount. We have not collected what ma? Third installment. The third installment amount will be available in also in arrears. Are you getting it or not? First installment amount we have collected, so bank balance will be there. Second installment amount we have collected, bank balance. When coming to the third installment, we have collected arrears. Arrears. Are you getting it or not? So now how much we are getting ma? 1000 into 7. 7,000. 1000 into 3. 3,000. Balance sheet tallied or not tallied? Tallied. Guys, okay na? Or otherwise we have to write what ma? From first 2 entries. To write the first 4 entries also, always the face value will be credited or debited? Always the face value will be credited. Even though we have not collected this 3 rupees, the 2 rupees will be credited with equity share capital only. That is the reason we are reducing this one, calls in arrears, from the share capital. Are you getting it or not ma? First of all, the share capital means nothing but called up amount. Nothing but what ma? Called up. From there onwards, what we are reducing? Calls in arrears. Now we'll get what ma? Paid up. Okay na? Called up minus calls in arrears. We'll get what ma? Paid up. Instead of putting here, I am writing where ma? On the asset side. Are you getting it or not? Simply, if you want to understand. How much we have called up? 10 rupees. How much calls in arrears? 3 rupees. How much is the paid up? 7 rupees. Tallied or not tallied? Tallied. On how many shares? On total shares, only on 1000 shares, only on 1000 shares. If you consider the remaining 9000, there will be any calls in arrears, no. Are you getting it or not? Okay, now we have to cancel these entries. We have to cancel these entries, because forfeiting means what ma? Cancellation. So which one we need to cancel ma? Credit we have to cancel, means where we need to transfer? We need to transfer to debit. Why I am writing the credit ma? Liabilities will have which balance? Credit balance. So in order to cancel the credit, which side we need to transfer? Debit side. How much amount we need to transfer? 10,000. In order to cancel the debit, which side we need to transfer? Credit side. How much amount it will be there? 10,000. But if you write to bank, means what is the representation ma? we are paying to the shareholder. Should not write to bank. Are you getting it or not, ma? So credit should be debited and debit should be credited. Which entry will come into the picture now? As of now, equity share capital account debit. Next one what, ma? Two calls in arrears account, and next one what, ma? To bank. So far what, ma? To bank. How much amount will be there here? 10,000. How much amount will be available in the calls in arrears? Two are they? Okay. Okay. ఇదే ఆలోచిస్తున్నారా? Till now you are thinking this one, na? Okay, guys. Okay, second installment 3 rupees, okay. 3 plus 2. Here, ma? 3. That is equal to how much? 8,000. Here what, ma? Okay, guys. Okay, that is my mistake. Now 10,000 calls in arrears, how much, ma? Then you have to say before only, na? Why are you waiting up to now? Okay, 2,000 and 8,000. Sir, if you are writing here 8,000 means, what is the meaning? Comes in, na? Goes out, goes out. That means we are paying to equity shareholder. We should pay, na? We should not pay, na? We should not pay. So that is the reason now instead of bank, what we need to write, sir? We have to write for feature share for feature account. Why we should not write the bank, ma? Because that amount is gain for us. We should not give to that particular person. Which that particular person? That bullhead person. We should give or we should not give? We should not give. So that is the reason instead of bank, what we need to write, ma? To share for feature account. How much, ma? 8,000. Okay, na, guys? Now understand, okay. First installment 5, second 3, and third 2. These 2 installments we have collected, so that is the reason we are writing on the bank. This one we have not collected, that is the reason we are writing on the calls in arrears. Now it is clear? Okay, now is there any doubts? So write this one. Sir, try to remember like this only. We are not mug-upping the entries. We are understanding and we are writing. Okay, na? Okay, guys. Now, this share for future account will be available in our books of accounts or will not be available? Will be available in balance sheet where we need to show. It is a liability asset first of all. It is not a liability. Okay, na? It is with us. With us means to whom? Shareholders. Okay, na? We have to add back to the equity share capital. We have to add back. Previously, we have reduced the call scenarios, na? Then after what we have to add back for a feature of shares. So how the representation will be available now? Which working note we have to prepare? 1 or 2? 1. What is the working note number? 1. What is the working note name? Share capital. So try to prepare this one and we can wind up the section. So working note number 1. Share capital. Okay, how we need to represent ma? Issued, subscribed, called up and paid up share capital. Ultimately, which amount we have to write ma in the outer column? Paid up amount. Ultimately, which amount we have to disclose the equity share capital paid up? Remember that one. Now, first what we need to write ma? Equity share capital. How many number of shares we have issued? 1 lakh. What is the face value per share? 10 rupees. What is the amount we have to write? 10 lakhs. Are you understanding my point? Okay, now next, which thing we have to write ma? Preference share capital. There is no amount. And next, what we need to reduce? Calls in arrears. So minus calls in arrears. How much ma? 1000 into 2 2. That is equal to how much ma? 2000, because it is not a paid up. That is the reason we are reducing. Okay na? And what is the which thing we have to add ma now? Forfeiture. Forfeiture of shares. How much amount is available ma? Nothing but 1000 into amount collected. How much amount we have collected? First installment and second installment. Nothing but application and allotment. So 8. That is equal to how much ma? 8,000. What is the total amount? 9,90,000. Right? Are 9,90,000. 10,06,000. This is the ultimate amount available in the hands of shareholders. And what are the things we have to disclose separately? Bonus issue, consideration other than cash. Next one, what more? Promoters and a person holding 5% or more. So this is the working note you have to represent. This will be disclosed under the head of shareholders funds. In the shareholders funds, share capital is the one of the point. Is there any doubts up to here? So this is the overall discussion. Now we are getting a recording of 45 minutes. Okay guys, the next discussion will be continued in the next class. The only thing we have left with in this chapter, in this unit is what ma? Reissue of shares. Sir, why you are discussing only examples? You are not saying the questions means open. I will open the first question. The books will be provided you ma within 2 days. Workbook not available. Okay, we can discuss in the next class, no problem. Okay, now workbook is not available with me. FA. Okay guys, is there any doubts sir? Okay, thank you, have a nice day, bye bye.